Hello everyone, and Happy New Year. I figured this year we could start with a bang, something huge, one of the biggest reviews I've ever made probably. Are we talking about Stranger Things, the global phenomenon that's just now ending that the entire world is talking about? Why, of course not. We are talking about a much less important, much more insignificant, a much less interesting property, a little zom-rom-drom by the name of We Bury the Dead. We Bury the Dead follows the story of Ava Newman in a post-America accidentally dropping a zombie nuclear bomb on a remote populated planet and killing everyone and turning some of them into zombies but not all of them world. Ava decides it's time to go and find her husband. They got separated because of work, and he was by the little island when it got exploded. Will she be able to find him? Has he been zombified, or is he just a corpse? What leads to people being zombified? These questions is what has me so somewhat fascinated, obsessed with this movie. Because, folks, most of these questions don't get answered. You know, the movie begins, this is why it's such a trip, because it sets up the zombies in such an interesting way, where they're going, she volunteers to find zombies for the military to kill them. And right very early in the movie, she finds a zombie, but it's not like the zombies you normally see. It's like hiding in the corner, just staring at her, kind of scared. And there's this scene where they're just making intense eye contact for a while, which leads her down this whole rabbit hole of the zombies might have more brain activity than we think. Everyone is assuming that they're just brain dead, moving off of instinct. But when you see how they act, there's a lot more nuance to it. And it really makes you wonder what is going on, because they follow habits that they had when they died. You know, they'll still be reacting to the environment in which they died in. All right, spoiler alert already. There's a zombie that buries his zombie family at one point in the movie. She's sleeping and the zombie just gets up, grabs a shovel and gets to work. And the way the zombies will look at you like a puppy almost, asking for silent help, just giving you these big sad eyes. You don't know what they need, but you can tell what they're asking. This is what makes me so conflicted with this movie, because I really enjoyed how they treated the zombies, the interest, the mystery behind them. Why do only some of them wake up? But then so much of the actual movie is just Eva traveling the country to find her husband. She has 900 miles to travel, and we do it with her in real time. Because as we have established, zombies aren't a huge threat in this movie. They establish that the longer somebody is a zombie, the more aggressive that they get. But for a lot of the encounters, they're just innocent zombies. They don't do nothing. They just grind their teeth, which does make a hideous sound. It's great. And I gotta say that Daisy Ridley really surprised me as the lead role. When I first saw her, I was afraid it might be a Star Wars spin-off. But she went on to actually carry the film quite well on her own. For this isn't your average zombie movie. This is like a nuanced philosophical movie about zombies, because they don't act the way you would normally expect them to. You do wonder, what is it that are they more alive than we realize? And they don't answer those questions. They just kind of leave you to think about it at the end. Even Ava finding her husband, she finds him and he's just a corpse. He was just dead. And the reason this is significant is because throughout the entire movie, they are asking, why do they wake back up? And as she's running into these different human obstacles, she gets to hear different insight and beliefs on why some people say that, you know, that they were chosen by God. Some people say that they only wake up if they have unfinished business. Different things, so that when she finally does find her husband, she is wondering, like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't care about me enough to even come back as a zombie and want to eat me? And that's why this movie, I fell asleep during it, but I can't stop thinking about it kind of, because it was so different from what I've seen. And then you realize that it's just a ripoff of 28 Years Later, which is why I give this movie an official check it out on streaming. This is not a great movie theater movie. The pacing is honestly pretty slow. It drags, even though it's only about 90 minutes. But I do think there's enough in there that you could watch it and feel like you take something away from it. You know, if you ever find that your husband is dead and not coming back, just replace him with a young Australian stud. Just get a new undead zombie baby to replace the child that you lost with your husband. Thanks for watching, guys.